DQ says it all the time, but the best part of our team is the team.
Yeah.
And I think you can feel that. You can feel the closeness. You can feel the brotherhood. You can feel, everybody has each other's backs.
The Next Man Up podcast is presented by Lansdowne Resort. From kickoff to check-in, score a game-changing getaway in the heart of Loudoun. Lansdowne Resort, proud partner of the Washington Commanders. Commanders family, our Next Man Up just got his first career touchdown and is looking to add many more to his resume. My guy, Luke McCaffrey. Brother, how you doing, man?
What up? Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you taking the time. You fresh out of practice, man, but you came here to kick it with us. Now, I mentioned the touchdown, but we have not spoken since you signed your rookie deal. Mm-hmm. So before we get to that, I want to talk about your first NFL, official offseason. Our partners over at Lansdowne Resort like to know that you guys will get it done on the field, but also taking the time to relax and get yourselves right. So how did you spend this first full NFL offseason getting yourself right?
It was blast. When you don't have the combine, when you don't have all that, you just get to train. You get to get bigger, stronger, faster. And then I was training with my brother, and that was just a blast. Such a blessing to have that kind of group in there, the competitive spirit of it, and it was a lot of fun.
And I know you've grown up your whole life training with your brothers, doing those things, but it had to have been a little different now that you're an NFL player. Did it feel a little different? Was there a little more respect? Was the level of the playing field a little more leveled now that you're in there with your brother as well?
Honestly, the biggest thing is you just have more time. I wasn't going to class, didn't have all that, and so you get your workout done, and then you realize you have a whole lot of time in the day, and so it was fun to just be able to kind of kick it with him, have fun, and then get closer on and off the field.
When you say closer, right, because I think about the conversations, the conversation level you have to have with all your family, even your dad. Does that change as well now that you have a little more experience of the things that they've been through? Does that change too?
For sure. I think in football, definitely. In life, I think I'm always learning. And I'm so blessed. I'm the youngest, so I get to watch all of them. My brother just had his first kid. Wow. And so.
Congrats, Unc.
Thank you. And so that was a lot of fun. But just little things like that, you learn so much about life and just the blessing that it is. And so it's so cool to just be able to look around and be grateful for the community that we kind of have together.
And I'm sure it's a chance to reflect on your rookie year and the things you were able to accomplish there.
For sure.
What did you take from your rookie year into this offseason and say, okay, these are points of emphasis I want to work on?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me that I learned from my rookie to second year was just the blessing it is to play the game. Being able to take every single rep as an individual rep and focus and lock in. And, I think bringing it down to what's your job and just doing that was something that was fun for me to kind of work through and learn, because I think that's the process that you go through in everything, whether it's on or off the field. That's just the mindset that you kind of take to learn and to grow and to embrace and love the world around you.
For sure, man. Yeah. And you could tell you added some size, right? You added some strength there. Now we're almost 4 weeks into the season. Have you seen that work that you put in this offseason? Have you kind of seen that in these last 3 weeks?
It's been a lot of fun, for sure. I think we have such a good team here, and DQ says it all the time, but the best part of our team is the team.
Yeah.
And I think you can feel that. You can feel the closeness. You can feel the brotherhood. You can feel, everybody has each other's backs. And I think that's been really cool. I think just seeing that develop in a new way, because it's year 2 and you brought in free agents, some guys left, different things happen, and you got a draft class that just came in, and it's so cool to just see that unity, that bond, and we're going to have adversity at different times. We've already had some, and so just to be able to see how guys react to that, how we bounce back, and how we come together and get closer from that.
You mentioned year 2. What has been different about year 2 for Luke McCaffrey? Is it different? I mean, because rookie year, I'm sure, is just like a whirlwind, all these different things. I mean, even starting at the combine, like you said, It's been different about year 2.
Yeah, again, I think it's just going back to the role, being comfortable, having that closeness a little bit already built, and so who to go for to ask questions, who to learn from, who to continue to grow alongside, and so it's a lot of fun to do that.
And you have a wide receiver room where you've been playing with Terry McLaurin. Then they go get a guy in Deebo Samuel, man, another guy who has, honestly, you have a lot of skill sets that Deebo has as well. What has it been like learning from them too, getting to learn from Terry for another season, but also getting to play alongside Deebo and learn from him?
Yeah, it's awesome. Just the leadership that we have in this whole building is incredible, and I think that's highlighted at our position with Deebo, with Terry. You have Chris Moore, too, who's played a lot of snaps. And so for young guys like me, Jalen, and everybody in that room. I think it's so cool to just be able to kind of embrace that, to learn from them, and to take notes and to take tidbits, but more than anything, just watch and kind of see how, you approach the game when you're a player like that, but also, how you conduct yourself, whether it's on the field, whether it's on the sideline, whether it's in the locker room. And so it's a lot of fun to just learn every aspect of the game and learn about life from, high achieving individuals.
Yeah, man. And you mentioned learning and being able to grow within this game, but now you're also not a rookie. You have a rookie in Jalen Lane who's coming in and is in a similar role that you were in, a young guy trying to make it. What's it been like being the sophomore now, being somebody that can look out for a guy like Jalen, give him advice? Has that been kind of cool, not being the new guy in the house no more?
Yeah, no, it's nice not to have to go get the snacks and all that.
Now that's Jalen's job.
Yeah, exactly. Now that he's the youngest one. But more than that, it's nice to just have a friend, have somebody that you're going through with it. I'm in year 2, but I'm still a young guy who's getting the ropes, and obviously you gain so much from year 1 to year 2, and so I think there's some things that I can help him a little bit, but he does such a good job, and he's so on top of it that you see it on the field. He's crushing it, and he's having fun, and it's nice to have somebody who's just a friend and somebody that you can root for, somebody that you're celebrating, and somebody that kind of has the revere and respect for the game that I think I have, and so it's a lot of fun to just bond over things off the field and just be able to laugh, joke, and have fun with.
And that's what's so cool about these guys on this wide receiver room, because you guys are all so versatile, right? You guys all can be used in so many different ways. And I think people forget, this is only, your 4th full year at receiver. Like, this is still a fairly new position for you. As you've been moved around, as you got to do different things, even special teams, have you found places that you're like, oh, man, I really like it here. Like, I really like this role for me. I'm really comfortable here. Have you found things that you've liked that maybe you didn't even know about yourself?
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I think it's been fun to just embrace all kinds of different things. And that's where it just goes down to whatever your job is on the singular play. Just embrace it and have fun and focus on that. I don't think you can make 2 plays at once. So just focus on doing whatever the task asked of you is at that moment. And that's been such a fun thing to be able to work through on so many different levels.
You keep saying the word fun, and I can't think of anything more fun than getting your first career touchdown in the NFL, man. Take us back to that play, man. It was dang near a 50-yard bomb for you. What was it like getting that first touchdown, especially doing it at the crib in front of our home fans?
It was awesome. I think just the community that this team has and the whole city's awesome, and the whole DMV is so fun. It's so special to see every home game, that crowd going crazy. But I think that's special. It's a lot of fun. Receiver is such a cool position because so much has to go right. Quarterback has to get the play off. O-line has to block. Quarterback has to throw the ball. You have to get open. So whenever that can all click, it's really special and it's really cool. And I think, again, that unity that we have, the bond that we have kind of shows that in something like that. And so just to be able to be a part of it's fun.
Man, your celebration had the entire arena going crazy, because I can't remember the last time we see somebody jump into the stands and embrace the fans. Was that something you had planned to do? Was that something that just happened in the moment?
No, it just happened.
So when you did it, man, and you're in it and you're with the fans there, man, what was that like? Because I'm sure they're going crazy. Yeah. I'm sure it's loud, and that's got to be a moment you'll never forget.
No, it was awesome. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I was getting pushed down there for a little. I didn't know if I'd be able to get back out, but
they're like, no, you stay here with us.
Yeah, other than that, it was a blast. It was fun.
Did you remember to hold on to your game ball?
I didn't. No, Terry got it for me.
Okay, yeah.
So
I did see that video.
Great teammate moment right there. Yeah.
That's so cool. It's been dope because, like, all of you young guys, when y'all get your first touchdown, y'all so excited and just so happy to be helping the team win. It's cool to see these veterans take the time, even Jaden take the time to be like, no, listen, these are the moments that matter to you. So Terry got you that ball. Where is it at right now?
Oh, it's at home right now.
Oh, okay. You gonna just keep it there? You gonna put it away? You gonna look at it every day?
I'll keep it there for a little bit.
And Luke, I gotta imagine, you in your year 2, you get your first touchdown. There has to be some sign of relief there. I know you were having a great time, but does that give you more confidence as you move forward? Did that help in any way with the mental part of the game as you continue to develop as a receiver?
I wouldn't say that. I think, again, kind of what I was saying earlier, it's every play that builds the confidence, right? I think that's been so cool just in my mindset, being able to shift to focus on one play at a time, be able to focus on what your role is, and really just having that inner competition with yourself and growing every single rep has definitely helped me. And I think when it comes to that, it's going to force every moment to kind of be the same. There's no highs or lows. It's the love of the game and the passion that you have for the growth and the respect that you have for the game that kind of fulfills you. You know, that's what's a lot of fun.
And it seems like all of you guys have that love and that passion for the game. You, even though you guys are young, and then Jaden has that as well. And everybody that sits here talks about how Jaden Daniels comes in and sets that tone. And to me, I think you have an interesting perspective because y'all are coming in the same rookie class. Y'all are coming in around the same age, very youthful, trying to figure this NFL thing out. How has it been building that chemistry with a guy like Jaden and getting to be able to grow with him, knowing like, hey, I was drafted to be one of his weapons?
No, it's awesome. Again, I think anytime you have that like-minded personality or that like-minded, kind of passion that you're talking about, it makes it easy to bond, easy to click. And so it's just so fun to be able to come to work. I think it's nothing but a blessing to just have this team, have this unity that we've kind of been able to start to build.
Yeah, Luke. And before we let you go, we got Atlanta, got back-to-back road games. We're going to be taking on the Falcons this weekend. How can you build off of this momentum you've been able to generate between these first 3 weeks?
Yeah, again, I think it comes down to that. It comes down to just focusing on what your role is, what your job is, being consistent and being the same person every single play. Whether something great happened the play before, whether something terrible happened the play before, coming back and just becoming that person, becoming that team, the unity that we know we can build.
Luke, man, it's been so fun watching you grow. It's crazy to sit here talking to you now. I'm thinking of the time we spoke when you just got drafted, and things are so much different already. And again, man, congratulations on that first NFL touchdown. I know you got to keep going in the plays, but, man, that's such a big moment. You worked your whole life for it, brother, so congratulations, man. Commanders family, our next man up, Luke McCaffrey, coming fresh off his first touchdown. The first of many, my guy. Appreciate you, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Commanders family, we hope you are enjoying Next Man Up. Now, before we get to a very special legend, you got to pay some bills. So, Commanders fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Commanders MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win game tickets, access to exclusive team events and experiences, along with 15% off Commanders gear at the online pro shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Commanders MVP membership for free. That's right, for free. Head to AAA.com/Commanders to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive. Now, back to the show. Commanders family, for our next man up. Normally, our legends, they zoom in because they're busy doing a lot of things. But this brother right here pulled up to the studio to kick it with us for his first time on Next Man Up. Former Washington running back and Super Bowl champion, Ricky Ervins. Ricky, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm blessed, man.
Listen, every time you can just breathe and wake up, you're doing great.
Well, amen. I say that all the time, man, especially when you can breathe and shed the air with a Super Bowl champion, man.
Yeah.
Now, again, like I said, this is your first time on Next Man Up, and we like talking football, but we really like talking about the person, man. So let's take it back to when you was in college at USC.
Woo!
Running around, man. You did so much you were able to get drafted by the Washington Redskins.
Yeah,
you look back on that.
That was kind of scary, too, because looking back, my junior year was my best year. That's the year I really got drafted on. So when my senior year came around, I got hurt my fourth game against Ohio State. I had about 200 yards in the third quarter, but I got hurt my ankle. So I went 10 more plays, and I couldn't do no more. So that whole year, I was out because of my ankle. So then when I went to, I went to the combines and all that, and did everything. I ran fast forward and everything. They tested my ankle out. And which was funny, we had spring ball, and I'm hearing these two big linemen on our team talking about, Dallas Cowboys called me, and the Giants called me. I'm like, damn, ain't nobody called me. Like, I guess I didn't get drafted. So I'm sitting there, I'm sad, like kind of like, man, okay. I went back to my place, and I'm like, man, okay, I guess I got to work hard or something. I'm going to go as a free agent. I just got to work. And that day on the draft, being on the West Coast, the draft started around like 12 o'clock. And that first round was long. That's when we had, the first back to go was Russell Leonard. Big Russell, big dude from Long Beach Poly. And he was from Arizona State, ended up going, I don't know where he went. But I'm like, okay. And I was doing a report. My wife now was my best friend, and she was there with me. And it's 12, it's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5. All of a sudden, my sister called. My phone rings. My partner phone rings because I ain't had no money. My phone was disconnected.
Oh, man.
They had his number. And so, Ricky, I go answer it. And it's Vanessa. I said, girl, what you doing calling me? Hang up the phone. I said, don't call me till when they finish calling, I'll call you back. All right. Next thing you know, the phone, I I ended up going to sleep for about an hour. Phone rings about 6 o'clock, and it's Charlie Kessley. And he said, "Hey, we thinking about picking you in this next round. We'll call you back in 2 minutes." Man, I was so excited that someone called because I didn't get no calls. And I'm thinking, I got to go be a free agent. And so me and my friend just looking at the phone the whole time. While I was on this bed, just looking at it, counting the time. And they called back, said, "Congratulations, you're a Redskin." Wow. Now, back in the day, I used to hate the Redskins. Oh, it's funny, man. I tell a funny story about Art because I didn't like, I get to that later. But he called, said, you're a Redskin. So I ended up talking to Charlie, running back coach, Coach Gibbs. And they flew me in the next day. And, man, which is funny because, old Redskin part, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you're a kid, you thinking, these guys got money. They got the best building, best facility, everything. I got picked up. I'm thinking I'm going to get picked up in a limousine. Got a white truck picked me up. So I ain't really a trip. And so we driving. And we get to the place where they practice at, Old Redskin Park. But I'm sitting there and going like, and I look at the driver. I said, why you stop? He said, "Oh, you here?" I'm like, "Where?" "At the place." I said, "Oh, man, they ain't got no money."
Because you're coming from USC,
oh,
too.
Yeah. I said, "Oh, my God." Then you walk in, it was like, I'm sure it was great when they had it, but it was bad. It was bad, man. Then we had the other facility built in 92, man. So, but it was a great ride, though, man. I enjoyed it.
And you think about that call, right? Because you made it sound like you didn't even think you was going to get drafted at all. And when you get that call and you hang up that phone, do you remember what you did, what you said, what you was feeling?
Yes, I did. Because, again, I asked the guy, Charlie, I said, "Excuse me." I said, "The coverage went off fairly soon out here. So can you tell me," I thought I was a free agent. I said, "Can you tell me what round you picked me at?" He said, "Oh, you was our second pick, third round." I said, "Oh, okay, thank you." When I hung the phone, I said, "Oh." I chilled because I had a report to do. I didn't call nobody. Finished my report.
This is a report for school.
For school. And I said, okay, it's going to come on TV because I already had Tom Marinovich was the first guy to go from USC. Then we had somebody else, then me. And they end up showing that later. Then all of a sudden I start getting bombarded with all these calls. And then flew out the next day. And that's another thing that tripped me out was like when I flew in to Virginia, you talking about our brother being scared as hell. You seeing all these trees? Oh, I ain't never seen that before in my life because when you're flying in California, all you see is pavement.
Yep.
Or brown. Trees everywhere. And it wasn't like it is today. You got all these houses now. It was trees everywhere. That's like, oh my God.
I'm moving to the woods.
Dude, I was scared. It was just real scared. So, but I made do. I got happy when I got here. I knew instantly just by, I don't know why I thought this, but when I saw the cars in the parking lot, it was just like blue-collar cars, like big trucks, and it wasn't no fancy stuff. So I said, man, I think we're going to be really good, man, because they serious. And then you got big Monty Coleman, and you see all these cats. I'm like, okay. The vibe that I felt just when I got there, even at minicamp, I was like, man, we're going to be pretty good.
And you guys were pretty good. I mean, there's not many rookies that come into a situation like you came into, getting to that Super Bowl. But before we talk about that Super Bowl, you got to get there first, right?
Yep.
What was that rookie year like for you? Because you said you ain't even like the Redskins. You're looking around. This is all brand new. I know that's not an easy adjustment for a young man.
Let me go to training camp and my introduction to B. Mitch and for this whole thing because we go to training camp. No one told me about the humidity out in this area. Okay, so the way I dress and with pads on is like, first of all, I thought we go shorts for the first 4 or 5 days. Now, first day was pads. So I go in the locker room and everybody getting dressed. I'm like, what y'all doing? Why y'all getting dressed? It's like, rookie, it's the big leagues. We don't go with no shorts. I'm like, what? So I get my pad. I'm putting my pads in my everything. And Brian Mitchell looking at me. I should have brought them too. I got pads this big, thigh pads, knee pads like that. I had a hip pads in. I had elbow pads. I'm like, because it's the pros, man. They hit harder than college. That's what I'm thinking. So Brian said, hey, bro, all that right there is coming. You coming out with that? I said, no, man, that's how I dress. That's why I play. No, man, trust me. All that coming out. If not now, second practice, whatever. Man, we get out there, bruh. I don't know what it was. No one told me about it, but I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. Like the first 10, 15 minutes, we doing these drills, and I'm just like, and I was in great shape. And I'm like, what is going on? Why my chest feel like this? Everything was going on. And it's like, man, it's the humidity, bruh. I told you, you should be wearing that. Second practice, I was damn near naked. Oh my God, it was crazy, man. But those practices that we had, man, it was fast. It was just a lot of hitting. I think that week we scrimmaged the Jets on Wednesday. Then we went to Pittsburgh Saturday. I'm like, it's like the first week of training camp. Why are we doing this so soon? Man, everything was popping like this though. But man, it was real, and we loved it. We loved that camaraderie that we had. It was like everybody together. Monty Coleman was the key though. He was that voice that kept everybody together. And just when you heard it, it was like, oh, man, we just sit there and just listen. Man, so I love him for that though, bro.
When you have a Monty Coleman, when you have a Brian Mitchell,
Yeah.
guys that have done it, guys that you probably were looking at on TV like, oh man, these guys are stars, and now you get to play with them. How beneficial is that to have those OGs in that locker room that actually care? Because B-Mitch didn't have to say nothing to you.
Yeah,
he could have let you go out there and figure it out yourself.
You know, when I came in, I'm sizing guys up too. My running backs, just like this. So it's another funny story. I got into minicamp. I thought Ernest Bonner was a coach because he had on glasses and he had this beard that was like kind of grayish and everything. So I didn't think nothing of him. But when I saw the running backs, I looked at Danny Copeland and I saw the way he ran. I got him. If I could, usually I stand up when I do this though. But John Suttle, my dude from Atlanta, he slew foot. He walked like this. I said, "Oh, I damn sure got him." We had Drew Rigg. I said, he too big. Yeah, he probably past his prime, so I ain't worried about him. And then when I saw B. Mitch, I said, okay, B. Mitch he's a little young cat, you know, got energy, but I think I get him too, you know. It'd be tough, but I think I get it. So I'm thinking, I could start it, you know. And all of a sudden, we get ready to start one-on-one drills, and Ernest come running out. And he gets in the front of the line. So when you get in front of the line, that tells me that you are D-back.
You the man.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but, dude, I thought you was a coach. What you doing? So all of a sudden he go out there, boom, 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 bah. I said, oh, that's going to be a problem. As soon as he did his route on Monty Coleman, he came back. I said, hey, man, because I didn't know. See, I knew Ernest Binder from Cleveland. I was so naive about players changing teams. I didn't know who he was. And I said, hey, man, when he came back, because I'm curious about this. I say, hey, man, you been here the whole time at the Skins? He's like, nah, I was in Cleveland. Cleveland? I know Cleveland. So I'm going back, I do my route, and I did it on Whip Marshall, beat him every time. I thought he was going to, because again, I didn't know players. I'm thinking, they're going to cut this dude, but I'm killing him. I'll go back and tell my boys, but I get back to my, to rest up, and I'm thinking like, okay, who is this dude? Cleveland. They had 44, and they had Big Mac, the big fullback. And I'm like, hey, man, what was your number? And he said 44. Oh, you that dude. Man, I'm sorry you fumbled the ball in the end zone, man. Oh, man, you was freaking it. Oh, my God. So I didn't know that these guys were here, bro. And I'm like, and I learned so much from Ernest Bonner. He's my mentor by far.
So what are those kind of things that he taught you? Was it just life things? Was it field things? Was it all the above?
I went off the field. Let's start with the field. The way he looked at, this is where I need to be moving and show you this. Because the way he approached the game, how he looks at the linebackers with his eyes, his intent, it was just like he is zoned in. You can just tell instantly. You can't say nothing. Ernest, he ain't hearing you because he's so zoned in and he looks at you the whole time. He don't take his eye off you. Make that move, pop, pop. I did exactly like him. Everything he did, running routes, I tried to be like him. Because it was so nice and so intentional. So I said, okay. And then we would go over his house. He would cook for us. You know, he's from Georgia.
Yeah.
He'll cook for us, man. Being like in a book reading group and all that stuff. We did a lot of stuff for EB, man. He was really that big brother.
And even when you're a younger brother, right? Because I'm a younger brother, right? You look at your older siblings sometimes, and there's an admiration there, there's a respect there. But you said it when you walked in. You sizing folks up.
Yeah.
That's a competitive mindset.
Yeah.
Did you have that with him as well, where you're like, okay, I know you the guy. Yeah, I know you my big bro.
Yeah.
But I want to show you I'm him too, and I'm just as good.
But I think they knew that because once we did our scrimmages and everything, I displayed that. I let them know from one-on-one drills with the linebackers. Again, I'm killing Wilbur. And Wilbur always wanted to go with me, right? And I'll go back to my not dorm, but I guess dorm. I'll call my boy Vern, my best friend, say, hey, man, I'm out here doing my thing, bro. But I'm killing this guy named Marshall, man. They gonna cut him. He just, I don't know what's wrong with him. I'm killing every time, though. He said, Wilbur, Wilbur Marshall? He said, I don't know his first name, but something Marshall. Number 58. And so I go to Marshall. He said, man, because my boy Vern said, man, I think he played for Chicago. I said, no, he ain't played for Chicago. So I go to him. I say, hey, Marshall, hey, did you play for Chicago? He said, yeah. Wait, you 58? He said, yeah. Oh, okay. He said, I don't hit guys in practice.
So
duly noted.
He was bailing
okay,
you
yeah.
out. He was stalling you out a little bit.
Yes, I said, duly noted. He said, you good? I said, okay. I said, whoa, okay. And I was like, man, I am tripping. And then Art Monk, I used to hate Art Monk because he would always beat my Cowboys. But I hated him because the way he looked in his uniform. He would have his shoulder pads flapping out, Jericho hanging out in the back. It was just looking real sloppy. And as a kid, you see these things, and it's like, you already hate the Redskins anyway, but now the players on it's like, I can't stand him because he's just all sloppy. When you watch Dorsett, he was all clean, just smooth. Then I get here, and I'm looking at Art. We was actually in the weight room, in the old weight room, and I was just watching it. He's just so chill and get quiet. And I said, man, Art, I used to hate you, man. I said, yeah, as a kid, man, I watch you play, and you always be my Cowboys, but your uniform, you look disheveled and everything. I just didn't like it. But I'm sorry. He just started laughing. You're a good dude.
Because in Art saying it, I feel like Art's so quiet, he probably didn't even respond to it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he had a great time.
So you're a rookie, man. You're going through all these things. You're learning. It sounds like you're just learning so much before the season even starts. But this is a Super Bowl team. You said it when you drove in that you could tell, hey, man, these are just lunch pail type guys. These guys is getting it. When did you know within that rookie season that y'all were on to something special?
I'm going to take you to the Giants game. The Giants game, was it the first game? I think it was the first one. Yeah. So we didn't beat Cleveland. This is after, I think we played Cleveland before Giants. But when Ernest was having some problems with Cleveland, I think he was trying to press too much because, he'd been there. So Gibbs finally put me in. And that's when I displayed what I can do. Had, 13 carries, 133 yards, 2 TDs. Almost ran a kickoff back because I wanted to be on that field, right? I wanted to show the world what I can do. And when I got the opportunity, I did. So now Gibbs is starting to put me more in the second half, right? We playing the Giants. And this is when I knew, I said, okay, it's about to be on. We playing the Giants, and it's like, I don't know, it's real close, 13-10, something like that, or 13-zip at first. The Giants were beating us. And we up there, and Garrett scores a touchdown. We get up close. I think we either made it even or in the lead, and they put me in. I'm in the second half. I'm just running the ball all over. I had like 83 yards in the second half. But every time we're in the lead now, I get the ball. They keep saying, Rick, don't fumble. Don't fumble. Every time we're in the huddle, hold on to the ball. I said, man, listen, he said, because we ain't beat these guys in 6 times. I said, listen, I wasn't here those times. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. But quit telling me I'm not going to fumble this ball. If you keep telling me that, you're going to make me really, and I can't run the way I want to. So that was a little difficult. But when we won that game up there, I said, yeah, it's on now. It's about to be a ride. And even when we were 11-0 and we played the Cowboys, man, we could have won that game. We were just I don't know, we were just, I guess, feeling ourselves because when we came to work on Mondays, because Mondays was, we got Mondays off. We're supposed to work on Mondays, but every time Gibbs said you win, Coach Gibbs said, if you win, you got Monday. You already got Tuesday off. So we got 2 days off. So you having that 11-0 stretch you without that Monday free? He said, nah, man, we can't do this no more. We got to have our Mondays free. So we went, undefeated. Of course, we lost to Eagles on purpose. We're trying to win that, especially when you're putting the third string lineman.
Yeah.
No. So we knew that we had that game, and we had the NFC wrapped up. But, man, to the way we practice at the Super Bowl, if anybody would watch our practices, they would have said, oh, okay, they about to beat their tail.
What about those practices?
It was they had to stop it because it was so intense. We was hitting so hard and just flying around the field as if we were playing a game right then. Every practice. Gibbs had to cut it short.
Who sets that tone? Who sets that energy right there? Is it Coach Gibbs?
It's the players to me. It's Monty Coleman. It's the leaders because, again, when Monty give his speeches, Monty be powerful. And just to hear his baritone voice, how he talk, I'm like, man, I'm like, hey, man, you going to get another one? Because I'm ready for it. Because it got me ready. But, man, it was just like, I don't want to let nobody down. I'm going to do my part. And that's how you felt. If your player had a job to do. And the way Coach Gibbs approached it, man, just how he had his plays, how we run our plays in practice, you get confident about it so you know what to expect. You know what's going to happen, how this guy going to block. And, you just knew all that stuff because we did it over and over and over again.
And I think that's what's so impressive when I look at you being a rookie. All these new things, man. You're already on a team that's established.
Yeah.
You could have never played. You could have never saw the field, but when you got your chance to get on that field, you played so well that you end up leading us in rushing in the Super Bowl, man. I want to really dive into that. Going into the Super Bowl, right? You've never done this before.
Yeah.
You are a rookie. You've never seen this stage. I gotta imagine, man, nerves are going crazy, butterflies, or were you just so excited for it?
The reason being, I was not nervous or anything because, to me, it didn't feel like a Super Bowl because we were in Minnesota, snow up to the roof. So you're in a hotel the whole time. So what you see now with all these festivities going on, we didn't have none of that. We're in a cold place, so you ain't never supposed to have a Super Bowl in Minnesota. What's going on with that? So we didn't get a chance to get excited, spend time a week, with the family, having a great time. We didn't know. We all stuck in a hotel. I mean, this is when I got introduced to Brian's fried turkey. His whole family damn near had every room in the hotel, right? Hey, Rick, come try this. He tried to get me forever to try this fried turkey. No, man, I don't want no damn fried turkey. What's fried turkey? No, get that out of here. Rick, try it. No. My wife tried it. She was like, it's good. I said, oh, let me try it. I said, bruh, what's this?
This the fried turkey?
I do. And from that point, I have not baked a turkey since. But let's keep it. I'm going to keep it there, though. But as far as talking about, like you have games now, like they all in warm places. They having a great time. You know it's going to be a nice, but it didn't feel like that because it felt like a regular game. And the way we approach regular games was the same every single week. And it felt like a regular game. It didn't feel like a big thing, only until they dropped those balloons at the end. That's the only time it felt like, I said, oh, this was big. But I didn't trip on it because it just felt like another game only because it was in Minnesota.
That had to add to you being pretty calm, though, right? Did that help you kind of just be calm and just treat it like?
Because, again, Gil's like, just do your job. Do your job, and we will be all right. And I didn't want to, I don't want to disappoint nobody. Plus, I know when I get in, I want the world to see who I was. That's how I always thought. I want you to know who 32 is, what Irvins mean.
And you did do that.
Yeah.
So what happens after the fact, right? You lead the team in rushing yards. You win this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows your name. How did things change for you after that?
When I went back to school to finish up, I had 3 more classes. Went back to school, and being at USC at that time, me and my boy Vern, we going everywhere I went. Most time you had to dress up. We ain't had to dress up. We walk into a club. Oh, we got Ricky Ervins in the house from the Super Bowl champ. I have on boots, long. That's what we had trenches back then. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Oh, sorry. You sat next to my daughter, bro. Wow. So back then, we used to dress with these trench coats, and boots. Now come up in here and you have them open and just be smooth. But, and I want to say, because Magic would have dance parties out there a lot too that we would go to. And you had to be dressed up. But I come in with just a trench coat and my boots and just chill. Mm-hmm. I get in because I'm Ricky Ervins from the Super Bowl. Dude, so it was great, man. I enjoyed it. Even when the Super Bowl was out there in '93 at the Rose Bowl, they had a big picture of me. I think Dallas played. It was Dallas when they played Buffalo. They had a big picture of me in one of the when they had like all of this like a little party going on during the all the festivities going on that week. So they had a big picture of me, a booth that you could take a picture with. It was crazy, man. So
so much can change in a year.
Yes. Yeah. Then so much can change. Yeah, you're right. Because we went once Coach Gibbs left, bruh. Didn't realize it would be like that.
Right. Yeah.
I did not realize that we would tank so easily. Had he been here, we would still be winning some games. Would have been, because he had that. His philosophy was just great. I loved it. Just do your job, man. Do your job. Everybody take care of themselves and don't worry about the next person. But man, going 3-13 was my third year. Lord have mercy.
I mean, because you start here,
Yes.
right? Like that's got to be tough for any rookie. Like you're at the pinnacle, man. You see all of the success, and then afterwards, it's got to be like the day after Christmas, right? Where it's like, yo, does any season ever feel that good again to you?
Nah, and it's funny because I told Monty, it's funny. We in the Super Bowl, he said, Rick, this don't happen all the time. I said, man, please, man, we gonna get back here next year. Man, this is easy. We kicking everybody.
That young boy confidence.
I'm like, what? And he was right. Like, this doesn't happen. This is a freak, man. It's a one-time thing, man. It doesn't happen all the time, and so we need to make sure we seize this moment. But it was fun. And another thing, the story I love to tell is that my first time playing on RFK was crazy. Now, I played in 100,000 people at the Rose Bowl, 96,000 at the Coliseum. I'm used to crowds. I want people to see me play. I get to our first game against Detroit that year, and I'm out there in warm-up. And I'm looking at the stands going like, damn, ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody coming to the game. So I don't know the history of Redskins about people coming to the game late or whatever. I don't know none of that. I just know ain't nobody in the stands. And I know the game ain't started yet, but ain't nobody gonna fill up this stand in that 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, where everybody at? Rick, trust me, by the time we go back in there, come back out, it's gonna be full. I'm like, man, you crazy. Ain't nobody. They all in the parking lot. They all tailgating. Yeah, whatever. So I go back in, I'm like, I can't get excited. Because I would have my music on, I'm like, man. So, now it's time for us to come out. I'm just like kind of just down a little bit, man. As you walk out, and then you just see us. You never been
Never got to be the RFK, no.
Man, you need to experience. That's why I hope when they make the new stadium that they try to replicate the stands going up and down. When I saw that, I didn't start crying. Wow. Because you see all these folks, the energy and the stands is going up and down like this. And I'm like, oh my. I said, game over with. I said, they have no clue that they lost this game. Wow. It's just a matter of how much we're going to beat them by. Game over with already. Because that crowd put so much energy into you. It blew my mind. They need to have that in the next stadium. They got to figure out a way how to do it.
So I got to imagine you were pretty excited to hear about the news and the fact that we'll be going back to RFK. I got to imagine players like you, man, it means something because unlike somebody like me who didn't get to go there, you've been there in this heyday, man. How excited were you to hear that news?
Well, I was hoping that they was going to do that because that's the place where it needs to go. Because I've been to Foxborough before. And when I saw Foxborough and I saw how they had it, I said, this is an experience.
Yep.
They got a hotel, restaurants, movie theaters, all connected to this football stadium. We could do the same thing at RFK. I keep wanting to say FedEx, but RFK, because that's where it needs to be. Man, it's just, that's Redskin football, RFK, right there. And it's going to be an experience when people come. People are going to be talking about that. So I'm hoping they do that. build it like the way Foxborough but man, I was so happy they put it in DC because now we got all the sports in DC. Now you can really call them the Washington Commanders, not the Maryland Commanders, which technically they are. So, yeah.
And before we got started, I was talking to you and I'd asked you said you played about 5 years in the NFL, right? And I asked you why, because you were so talented, because you had so much. Do you mind sharing that story you shared with me off air on when you knew, that my career in the NFL is about over?
Yeah, man, we were playing Tampa Bay in 1994, home. And I got a pitch to the left, normal play, and me and the DB collided head to head, and my body went, scared the blank out of me, bro. And ever since that play has been in my head. I always told myself I don't want to get paralyzed. I don't want to get paralyzed, because you see Darryl Stingley, you see guys like that, all these hits. And so that's always in your mind when you're playing, when you see all these I call them car wrecks. Because me being on the sideline now, I'm watching this stuff up close, and I would tell myself, how in the hell did I play this game? Hitting like this. And so I had to go back and actually watch tapes going like, oh, I used to do the same thing. But my body was built for it. You know what I mean? But man, it's just like, these are car wrecks that happens every time. And so when that happened to me, it did something to my mental. And I couldn't straighten it out.
And is it just a more timidness about the way you run after something like that?
Yeah, because it's like, because I was used to just running, I would run people over too. I put my head, boom, I'm gone. But now it's like, do I do that now? So now when I'm in between that, you're in trouble now. When I'm in between thinking, do I do this or do that? Game over with. Because now I'm really about to get hurt because I'm being indecisive. So,
how long in between that moment where you got that hit to the time you decided to retire? When did you know, though, that, hey, I'm retired? Because I know it takes a minute for the mind to catch up with the body's trying to tell you.
So we finished that year, and I didn't sign back with I went to the 49ers. I always wanted to play for them because I loved the way their offense, how they was hit, boom, quick. So I wanted to get over there. And it was that or Chicago. I was going to go to Chicago. Chicago wanted me to. But I ended up going to 49ers because Ricky Waters ended up going to Philly. So he left. So I go over there, and their system, man, they had to run it back doing everything. I had to learn, not just tailback, but all the receivers because they in all those spots. So it was a lot to learn out, and I learned it too. But they already promised Derek Vell that spot because he could have gone to Denver because Mike Shanahan, I think, went to Denver. And they wanted him over there, and they just re-signed him. So they made him the man no matter what. So I was second string. I ain't played much, but I knew things was fading, and I only had a 1-year deal. I didn't re-sign, and I wasn't playing. I didn't want to. That's another thing. I didn't want to play special teams. I wasn't a special team player. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I'm a starter, and that was my mindset. And it shouldn't have been like that. I should have just said embrace being a special team player as well. But I just didn't like that because, man, they get tired too quick. You be playing on everything. And like B. Mitch, oh my God, I don't know how he did that. B. Mitch was on every special team, and then he'll come play. See, B. Mitch is a machine.
The monster.
He's from Louisiana. He crazy, bro. Anytime you throw a touchdown in college, you run over to the other sideline and just start doing push-ups in front of them. Something wrong with your mental. You crazy.
B. Mitch is one of one. He's still so crazy.
Yeah. So, man, but yeah, man, I felt, had I embraced being a special team player, I probably would have played another 5 years.
But it's a blessing that you were able to leave on your own accord. Because, again, there's people that do not leave that field on their own.
I was when I was with the 49ers, I was actually studying for to be a personal trainer. CCS with our guy here, Dan, not Dan Riley, but Philbin. He had a company, so I was studying every night to do that because I knew my time was coming. I was like, I wasn't having fun because anytime you start putting all this political stuff in front of me, I ain't having fun. And when I got to the Raiders, I tell you my little stint with them, So George Karras was their GM. He calls me. Hey, we want you to come to the Raiders, training camp, okay? This is the first one. I'll go over there, and I knew I didn't want to go over there. When I got there, oh my God, dude, man. All these fancy cars, and wasn't nobody serious about playing. And again, when I went there, I felt like I hit rock bottom. Because it's like when you go to the Raiders at that point in time, it's like rock bottom. And you could tell because wasn't nobody serious about playing. They was all about money and driving cars and not serious about their game. So I didn't finish that year. I got cut in training camp. So I said, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and do my personal. I was running track too. Do my personal training and running track. And so that year go by, another year come up, call me again. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. I said, nah. I told my wife, if they call, don't answer the phone. So they called about 3 times, and she accidentally answered it. I'm like, I told you. And George goes, hey, we want to. I said, nah, I'm good. He said, no, I said, I got a hamstring problem because I kind of pulled my hamstring. He said, well, we know you got family in San Jose. You can stay there for a little bit. And I'm like, whatever. So I go out there. And I'm there for about maybe a week. And I didn't unpack my stuff. And I was like, man, I'm not having fun. And Bruce Allen was the GM. So I was sitting in my dorm. I think I called my wife. I said, how would you feel if I just not play anymore? She said, I don't care. Do what you feel. So I said, I'm not having fun. So I go to Bruce. I say, hey, man, I love this game, but I'm not in love with it. I need to be doing something else. And he said, well, no, okay, I tell you what, just take a week off. I know you got people in San Jose, and stay for a little bit. I said, nah, it's time for me to go. And I left. Then I told myself, I said, if I go to a game, and when I leave it, because when you at a game, you're going to feel it. You're going to smell like grass. Man, I want to play. I said, but when I leave this stadium, and I'm still thinking about this, then I need to be playing. And I don't know what game I went to, my first game, but I went, and when I left the stadium, I wasn't thinking about it. Not on my mind. I said, okay, I don't need this game no more. I had my fun. I did what the Lord gave me. Now it's time for me to do something else. And I've been doing my personal training since '96. And other things, but I had a lot of fun. Meet people like B. Mitch. But great. Oh my God. It's just, G-Man and Gary Clark, man. I love, I'm glad you're doing this because I like telling these stories about my introduction to Gary Clark. And Coach Gibbs and how he was a born-again Christian. Yeah. And so me and B. Mitch talking at minicamp. And he said, yeah. I said, I want you to watch this now. So Coach Gibbs, they say he's a born-again Christian. And he don't like cussing. Can't cuss around him. He said, but watch what happened on 84. Drop a pass. He said, just watch what happened. So, and it just so happened, we in team, Gary runs the streak, Mark throws it, and he misses it. Man, he dropped every F-bomb you could think of. And I turned and I'm looking at Gibbs like this. He ain't saying nothing. And I'm like, well, didn't you just tell me, Brian, that? He said, G can do anything he want to. He's that dude. I said, oh, and I see why, because he is different, And so, but G was the only guy that can cuss. Can nobody else.
To this day, he lives by his own rules, and we love Gary and Ricky, man. I love these walks down memory lanes, and in closing, man, you look behind us. See these
this
photos
is awesome,
right
man.
here,
I got to get this.
I got you, man. I made this for you. I'll make sure you get it.
Man.
And, we talk about all this. You get to reminisce. When you sit and talk, when you sit and look at these photos, when you sit and think about those Super Bowls, what do you want Ricky Ervins' legacy to be?
Oh, man. I never thought about that, man, but I always want to, when I leave this game, and I don't want it to be about me just playing football, about me doing other things, because I'm very good with people. So that's why I went into training. So I want people to, when they think of Ricky, that man, he's a funny dude. He loves working with people. He loves working with kids, and he just loves to have fun. To me, and I got 2 beautiful daughters, beautiful wife. My best friends have been my partner since, I want to say, 91? That's my dog, man. So, yeah. Then I'm a lovable guy, man. Mitch will tell you that.
I mean, I know that from being able to
Yeah.
kick it with you, man. I mean, I think the fans are going to be able to see a different side of you. I don't know how many times you've gotten a chance to tell these stories, man, but I appreciate you so much for taking the time.
Man.
And this is the first of many. 'Cause I feel like we got a
Welcome
lot
me
more
back.
to get into.
Man, I'm around the corner, bro.
You right up the street now.
Just
Now I know
call
that
me
I won't be
up,
bothering you.
We can do it. Yeah.
Commanders family, our next man up, Super Bowl champion, and just an amazing human being, Ricky Ervins, our next man up. Thank you so much for your time, brother.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I didn't mean to get emotional, man, but sometimes when you talk about certain things, you can't help it.
But see, that's the beauty of this show is we open that space for you. It's a safe space because at the end of the day, yeah, you an athlete, yeah, you this big strong man, but you're a human being, man. You are a human being, and you are allowed to feel whatever you feel because you went through these things and you fought hard and you earned that, brother. So just know when you with BC, you can let those tears fly, baby. I'll cry with you, my brother. Commanders family, our next man up, Ricky Ervins.
Thank you so much.
Commanders family, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Next Man Up. Remember, you can stream all of the Next Man Up episodes right now on the Commanders YouTube page or the audio wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much for supporting the Next Man Up podcast. You allowed us to be nominated for not 1, but 2 People's Choice Podcast Awards, Best Male Hosted and Best Black Male Hosted Podcast. And that's all because of the best fans in the NFL. I appreciate y'all so much for supporting us. It's crazy to think we're already in season 3 of Next Man Up.